Good morning, Age of Origins. It is your boy Woody here, and guys, Void is right around the corner, and there are so many ways to take those first four uh, phases. As you see right now, we're in a building phase, right? So I just want to right off the bat show you what you need to do before the building phase starts, and use this on your farms as well, guys. Especially when you're going to be going up against like those 200 nations, and you're in the 700s or the 900s. You got to literally use every single thing and part in your nation to go up against that. Because remember, you got two nations, possibly one, going up against 6, 9, 12 nations worth of people. Regardless if they quit the game or not, there's still a lot more there than what you have. So before the building starts, put them all down to 0 or 1. I always put them at 1, and then once it starts, just level them up. Okay, so when I had these to 13, which is the free part, you can level them up all the way to level 13. I was at 550,000 points. Okay, that's just myself. Imagine everyone in your alliance doing that, right? In all your farms doing that. So that's 500,000 points. Do the math. Do the math. So let's say you have 500 people in your nation, right? Well, 500, 550,000 points per farm, per city. It adds up quick, especially against those older nations. And trust me, don't think they're not doing it to you because I promise you they are. I promise you they are. And they do that with farming, they do that with recruiting, and they do that with everything you can possibly think of. So this is definitely a way that you can try to fight back. Um, yeah. All right, Banta King is actually in the YouTube live. He says, "LG, tell your R4 to fight me in the mines and voids. Uh, you remember, you remember fighter or a coward." He says you're gonna fight or you're a coward. I mean, Banta King, listen. Lee got us one of the most strongest players in the game. No offense, brother. You're not gonna compare to him. Not even Ronaldo. Are compatible. Well, maybe Ronaldo is, yeah, maybe. But um, let's see what you guys got going on over here. With I do want to say we'll go through mine real quick, and then we'll start going through some of your guys' stuff. I'm not going to go through everything because I haven't slept yet. So for the season, we got 785, which is Holbrook's nation. Holbrook, how do you feel about this?
I don't know, man. I guess it depends what you guys do. I mean, we traditionally haven't taken this event seriously, but my nation finally kind of united and we're killing our farmers. So hopefully we won't bleed too much for you. So
Well, I mean,
um,
I don't plan on being too hard because I'm gonna be at work. Like I was planning on having that day off at work, so I was gonna like be active, but I gotta work, so it's gonna be like
yeah, look, if you don't mind, let me know which hours you'll be working.
yeah, okay. But I do know that like even if I said that I'm gonna be busy, you know how it is. Everyone wants to kill everyone, so like let me ask you something. Did the second rank alliance and your first rank alliance put their differences aside, and you guys are acting as one right now, right?
Yeah, we're not the strongest all together, but basically I put up rules that I thought were kind of fair, but they would be fair if we were hostile. And they basically said like, "Come on, let's finally just work together." And I was like, "Great! I've been asking for a long time." And so we came up with well, they sent me a proposal, and we agreed on the rules, and everybody's making all the changes. We're dropping some battle power to try to get our merge. You know, all the stuff we always talk about on here.
Right.
Um, and we're killing every single alliance that's not in the top two. So people from the top two, both alliances are going out and just killing every other alliance.
No kidding.
We're trying to get
Jeez.
down to 5 million, or sorry, 5 billion. We're trying to get down to 5 billion battle power for the
Yeah,
merge.
and I know the whole you guys removed Vegas out of there, so he's no longer is going to be accountable for when the nation BP is added up, which is smart. Honestly, I was thinking on leave an SPT and play solo until merger just for that reason. Not saying I want to leave SPT, but I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I got
Yeah, for sure.
352 million BP. That's a big chunk of the nation BP right there.
I know you're frustrated with only having one merge, and then I mean, just like all of us are,
Well,
and you can't get a ton of people going in a group attack, and so it does begin to feel like, why am I wasting my money on events that I can't win because we need a merge?
yeah.
So I think normally it's crazy to play on your own, but if you're already not excited about the results, then it makes sense to drop out and just kind of hang out until you get your merge.
I agree. Like, I do want to post out there. I use the word trade. Uh, like we now have a C41 that's up for trade. Got to talk to this person. The name None. And then there's another one. Same person has a 37. He has two cities. Uh, I believe he wants to trade 800 for the 37, and I think they're asking 10 or 15. I think 15. I'm gonna be safe and say 15 now. And for this one, I try telling him, like, actually, that's not a bad trade. Being at 44 is right around the corner.
If I were you, I would tell them to drop out of the alliance and just shield, because that city will become more valuable if you get a good merge. So if they're not playing and they're eating nation battle power, they're kind of hurting themselves. They should want to drop out to make the city worth more
Well,
to trade.
this person's no, I agree with you. Like, I literally have said it in my nation chat before that I'm like, hey guys, we need to eliminate the farms. Uh, like, just kick them all out. And everyone's like, oh no, because then when you get the top 10 out, then the next one moves up. And it's really hard to get. I can understand maybe SVT and removing their farms, out of there and deleting the troops, or whatever, zero them out there in frenzy. But all the other alliances and the farm alliances and all that stuff, it's just going to add up. You know what I mean? It's hard to control farmers to tell them you can't farm. I mean, I get you can, because you can say, farmer, we're going to burn you. Um, but yeah,
We if you have to get everybody to buy in first. We
yeah.
got everybody to buy in, so every single protected farm alliance expelled every single player.
Well, the problem we had is a couple months back, we did the whole no farming in 370 or in 736, and no one farmed. No one farmed. We did that for 3 months straight, and we got screwed. We didn't get a merger, and everyone's like, "Fuck this, we're gonna farm again." And I mean, what can I say? I mean, I can't say, "No, if you farm, I'm gonna burn you all," because I mean, I'm not gonna burn my nation. I get what you're trying to do, and that's exactly what you said that you're going to do, and you guys do. But you all are on the same page with that. So, like, even the second rank alliance sees a third rank alliance farming, they're okay to burn them. Versus here, it's hard. But on the other hand, we don't have many farmers in our nation anymore. Like, they usually, you would see someone or like 5 or 6 people sending out the farms with their farmer with their farm, or and they're just not doing it.
But they don't need to be in an alliance to farm. If
I,
they're not in an alliance, they don't count. So just
and
tell them, if they don't want to get burned, to drop out of the alliance.
and then that's another point there too. But I was looking at it like this. Okay, we'll go into the rankings and down here.
I know what you're saying about, if they drop out, then somebody else will move up, but that's fine.
Yeah,
So whatever moves up that's not protected, now you have targets.
right. But the issue is this: it's like the numbers are so close. Let's say we'll just say the 10 drops, and then you got a 90. That's only 2 million difference. And then what if the 90 drops? Then you got 81. I mean, they're all so close. Well, maybe not so close after after here, but I already
Yeah.
know. I already know the farm egos will kick in my nation.
I think Woody, it's about creating a mentality and trying to get nation buy-in. You know,
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. Like, in some way, the more important thing to establish is the mentality, and like the numbers will take care of themselves eventually. But you got to try and get nation buy-in, and it's a good opportunity to unify your nation around a single goal. You know,
yeah,
and if you've got trolls, you can even give them one last chance to come into the fold and be part of, the new thing that you guys are doing as a nation. I don't know. It's a cool experience to see a nation like come together around a single goal, whatever that goal may be. You know.
Yeah.
I
And
agree with that. It can also drive further conversation, right? So let's say that you say, look, everybody, we said we wouldn't farm, but now you guys want to farm. Fine, whatever. The compromise is you need to withdraw from alliance. And then people will start to ask, like, why does that make sense? Well, because we're lowering nation battle power. And then they'll say what you just said, Woody. Oh, yeah, but it's only like 2 million. Does that really help? And then people will start to ask, like, wait a minute, are there other things that we can do? Should we also be killing unprotected cities? And then when that's not enough, are there other things we should do? Do we really need more than 5 fleets? And instead of you, Woody, telling your nation what to do, because you know what to do,
yeah,
but the problem is by the time someone's willing to listen to advice, you're tired of giving it. So you can keep trying to give advice, or you can just
take
maybe
action
do
and do it.
something simple. Yeah, do something simple, and then people start asking questions, and then you say, okay, well, you're right. This didn't make enough difference. What else do you think we could do? What about this idea? And then they start talking to each other. Like when we finally came together, just literally in the last week, it wasn't because I pushed everyone to do it. It was because the Second Alliance was like, okay, please explain your motivation for the millionth time. And I did. And they finally said, okay, not only do we get it, but we'll help you burn stuff. And hey, what do you think about this? And what do you think? Like they started giving the ideas.
Right. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all.
Holbrook, I liked what you said about the advice deal. That was really good. That's applicable everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really applicable.
You can say it so many times, but in different ways. Like it doesn't. I don't. For whatever reason, the pest alliances. The rebels. The ones who want to hang on to a C-32 and then a C-30 farm that's 10 million BP and then gets zeroed.
And then cry in
Every-
nation chat.
Mhm.
or
And
like
then they,
or like
heal
this.
back up.
Or like this. Well, I guess this guy's pretty low. He's been zeroed out. I don't even know who the fuck that is. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's. I wish
It does get
more.
exhausting.
It does. It really does. Like I've come up with different ideas, and I was at the point where I'm literally going to fucking leave my alliance until a merger, and just do the mental way and just stay bubbled the entire time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
you've dealt with
If
this
you're not
for what,
happy,
7
save money.
years?
Well, just to chime in real quick, one thing that you have done really well, Holbrook, is you have basically called people out when they're talking shit in national chat, right? Like, that's not the forum for that. And it kind of fights against what you're trying to do with get the entire nation on the same page. So by getting rid of a lot of the trash talk on NC, it has kind of helped to get things moving in the right direction.
yeah, I never talk trash on my NC. Like the only time I'm sure anyone that's ever looked at my NC, the only time you ever see me post shit is either these frenzies or the rules, and that is it. Like every once in a while I'll post a battle report, but like 2 days later I pull it off. And I
Well, typically your shit talkers on NC are like your middle and lower level players in one of the top alliances.
the 30
And it,
the 30
yeah,
fours.
and it exacerbates that stress and that misunderstanding.
It
So
does.
by being able to limit that, it really mitigates the likelihood that conflict arises.
See, and I agree with that, but I also like to where I also you gotta have your nation chat somewhat active. Like maybe not so much the shit talk, but I mean you gotta have some kind of communication throughout the nation chat, and it's hard to do when yeah I mean you know what I mean. Look at this, you got people selling like 237s for 800 pop, gold titans, purple
You know
plains.
what's really good to post to Nation Chat, Woody? Chords of alliances that need to be burned.
That is great.
100%. There's the time and place for everything in
That
nation chat.
is,
That's the
you know
one.
what? I've never really thought about that. Like
That's
alliances
what we're
that,
doing right now. We just got our merge with 998, 931, and 998. They're, nation chat. Posting up, hey, this alliance, delete your shit. And then here's chords.
yeah, like if we put like
You
those,
help, then you're helping the nation. If they don't want to do it, then everyone's on the same page. This way, it's 24/7 around the clock. You can burn out their alliance points, yada.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah. I mean, and then obviously tell them that whoever you burn blocks so you don't see the crying. That's what I do. If I gotta burn you in my nation, I block you. I don't want to see it. You know what you did wrong. And that's the way I. That's how, you've been playing the game for, let's just say, 736, 3.5 years now. If you don't get the game or what the rules are, or how to play it, like you're never gonna get it by now. Like it's just you're done.
So when we were split, the whoever felt like a rebel, they would be on one side or the other. They would hate the top alliance or they would hate the second alliance. And now that we're kind of united and posting cords to burn and NC, those C26s have nowhere to hide anymore.
No.
It's like, hey, top alliance, protect me. Nope, we're not. Okay, screw you guys. Second alliance, protect me. Nope, they're not either. Okay, might be time to move on.
Well, I mean, they should move on. They should go into the 1300s and start saying that they're experienced players, and
Right.
I don't know why we always bring that up, but it's so true. It is so true every single
Dude,
time.
there's a guy in one of our smaller alliances that's not protected. I don't even know what level he is. Let's call it 26.
Okay.
And it turns out he's an R5 of an alliance up in 1300s.
Oh my God. You should like I don't know, maybe I should make a group of like screenshots of people saying these new nations of what they're saying, and so then we can pull them out and say no, they're from this nation, and this is why they're in your nation now because they got burned, and so they have some kind of idea of what they're really getting themselves into.
Yeah.
There was one guy that's in a new nation. Remember that one guy before that said that he was deleting his melee HP because he didn't see no reason for it.
Yes.
This was a couple months ago. Well, I think the same guy or someone else. His went into like I think it was like 1320 or 13 whatever. It's in a new nation that straight said that the same exact fucking thing, guys. I'm an old player. I know what I'm doing. You don't want to have a lot of melee HP, and I'm like, oh my God. Really again? Like that's why I'm bringing it up is because I just seen that and it reminded me of that guy that said that. Now I don't know if he meant that or if he was just fucking around, but I mean that that blew my mind when he said it. It's still blowing my mind.
Yeah, you have to look out not only for the people that think that they're right and think that they're helping, you have to look out for the people that know what to do and then they tell you the opposite.
Yeah.
Like if somebody I've seen somebody in a nation, an R5 say, no, you never want to open your elite recruits 9 at a time. If you open them 5 at a time, you get better results. So you just slowed everyone down by 10% on their officers. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But he did it on
They
purpose.
can open them up 5 at a time.
You just do one. One.
You know all those
Yeah.
all the buffs for like farming and all the shit like that. I seen someone say, "Oh no, you just got to open it one at a time for one day." I'm like, "No, they stack. Fucking open them all at once. Keep them going." And they're like, "That's
Yeah,
not."
for sure.
They're like, "That's not how it's played." Yes, it fucking is. What are you doing? Like, oh my God.
I mean, I one of the reasons I love this game is because there's so much hidden information, and so just you can't really prove people right or wrong most of the time, and that's great for those of us that love to play with uncertainty. But it's terrible for people who just want direction because they're going to take bad direction.
I agree 100%. I'm guaranteed there's probably a few people in here right now that had bad direction at the beginning of their game, and they didn't figure out that they were getting false bad directions for like 6 months into the game, and then else and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like in this group right now,
I
probably.
came straight to Woody and Raz. I was never misled.
How did you find us? I guess that's what that would be.
Within the first couple weeks, I went on YouTube and I searched AOZ, how to trap AOZ, da 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 da, and I found, gosh, he quit now. What's his name?
Lumberg.
I'd have to be back.
Lumberg.
Lumberg, you're right, 100%. That's actually who I found first, and then that led me to you and Raz.
Well,
So
Matty
then
D
I
too.
turned around and I started sharing all my info because I'm not a whale.
well, hey, here's the thing, and I think this is what people need to realize that are playing this game. You don't necessarily need to be a whale in your nation to win events. If you don't got a whale in your nation and you're somewhat newer, I will just say within a year, if you don't have a whale, you better have activity. Like, you better have 50, 60 people online to do an attack. If you don't have a whale and
Mhm.
you don't have the numbers like that, get out, run. Like,
Right. I
like
mean, it's still possible to participate and even have a little bit of fun without spending or spending a lot. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it can be done.
I mean, it can be done, yeah, but you're not going to fight the first rank alliance. Like
And you're not going to fight the whole time.
yeah, like you might get like if you're like a free to play player, what you're doing is
Free-ish, yeah.
yeah, you're collecting gold the entire time, for those 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever for void, and you got enough for one really solid attack, and that's it. Like that,
Basically, yeah.
you better hit it and not miss it kind of deal because that's and hopefully you have enough that are going to attack that you can do some damage. Don't fuck around with a 41. Don't mess around with that. Like know your place. Don't cross the line. Don't pass goal.
Yeah,
But
I got like 20 people together and we killed the C-39 bully. So, I mean, that was our accomplishment.
there you go. There you go. And that's proof of the numbers right there. Um, I do want to ask Holbrook a question because this is a question that was brought up not too long ago, actually, in one of the past lives. So I understand that Lee God was going to test out the melee attack, like what you guys were doing and talking about. Have we have any results of that, like with the melee attack?
Yeah, he's got great results. He was kind of trading blows with I don't remember the guy's name, Noritama or something like that.
Oh,
He was trading blows with Shrimp, and now neither one of those guys can beat LG at all in the mines.
so the melee attack. Now, let me ask you: did he lower his melee defense?
No, and in fact, I've been doing some testing with melee defense, and I feel like I've been wrong about that. Happy to admit it.
Okay,
What no one's proved. I mean, proof in this game is tough, anyways.
it
But
is. It is.
no one's advocating this yet. But the guess right now is 1500 or a little bit more melee defense. Defense might be optimal, and 1500 or a little bit more melee attack might be optimal.
That
And
right.
still,
That right there was that was what I was thinking right there. Is
yep.
that right there? 15 defense, 15 attack is the sweet spot.
And 22. I mean, we're talking whale numbers here, obviously,
Yeah.
but people can scale that to their builds if they want. So the ratio is like 2200 melee HP, and then 1500 defense and 1500 attack, and then just use ratios to scale it down for your city if you're. I mean, when for the non whales.
Well, yeah, yeah, definitely. You don't want to be micro spender trying to freaking reach those kind of numbers. You know. The YouTube chat K Dub said he's thinking about coming back to the game, but looks like I missed so much stuff. His explanation is 621. 621. Big Bird.
It's a hell of a nation.
Hell of a nation. Big Bird. Yeah,
He said he.
Dub, there is
I'm
a
on
lot
the
of.
plane. Sorry, guys. I already
Okay.
boarded.
No, that's no problem. No problem. I think that so in the 700 nations, we've done all the tests with melee attack, and it became like if you look at some big reports, you see huge numbers from the melee attack with melee troops. Um, Defense as well, we see it from the older nations, and I think like what you said, if we mix them up a little bit, I think that honestly, everyone's asked. I've seen people say, "What is a true hybrid?" I think mixing that up would be considered to be a true hybrid.
I mean, I'm happy with my results. I'm adding melee defense, and it's looking positive. I'm only at 1350 so far.
Right. Well,
The takeaway for whales was that zombie attack is maybe not as valuable as we'd hoped, but I don't think that that's true for non-whales. So I'm hesitant to say anybody should follow that advice. I think really what it comes down to is if you want to test before you replace, with some zombie attack, and then after you replace, then test again. And if it looks the same, then maybe zombie attack's not helpful to your build. And if
Yeah.
it looks like you kill more with zombies, then keep rolling with that zombie attack.
Well, I don't know about that because I've seen some past reports where my zombies, yes, they do kill a lot, um, but they should be killing more. You know what I mean? Like they should be killing more from what I'm putting into it, and they're just not. I'm trying to find. We'll use this one.
That's what I ended up dropping for melee defense, and I still
Yeah,
have a lot. I still have like 1900 or something.
for a zombie,
Yeah,
that's a lot for zombie attack.
yeah, that's why I'm dropping it. I had it all the way
Yeah,
up to like 21 or something.
yeah, that's. I was thinking like 17, maybe even dropping down to 16. But like,
It, it,
if you look at this report, okay, so I hit 13 people from 877, Strong Nation, Strong Alliance, and my zombies killed 550,000. But my long range, just the cannon is 857, front 189,000. So like the zombies, even though it's second compared to long range, I, I think that dropping the stats exactly would probably be best and mix it around somewhere else.
I only have cash to test against. I mean, which is not terrible. Cash has a max city in 779,
Yeah.
but I only have him to test against. But against him in my testing, my zombies killed just as much with 1800 as they did with 21. So
So then
it's a pretty easy
yeah,
choice.
yeah, it's a waste at that point.
And I literally just attacked him in the last hour, testing again, of course. And my zombies still killed almost as much as my cannons.
So then yeah, you're just wasting those points.
Yeah, that's why I'm moving them.
Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to figure out where to move them because I'm not sure I'm getting the same results on melee defense as I push that up, which means I might need to consider some other things, maybe some more reductions or something. I mean, there's a lot to play with.
Well, reductions is the most important, like the most important stat in the game, and we all know that. Um, so if you can find any more kind of reductions, that would probably be best. But
Yeah.
where to find it after what you know? I mean, because we all found it where they're at and we use them. So like to find extra shit like that, I don't know where
I'll
they're.
give you the controversial. The controversial answer is melee attack reduction. And the justification is, do you attack a large group of enemies? Or even you, Woody, do you attack a city with 5 million
I
troops
do,
in it?
I do.
Right. So debuffing 5 million, well, whatever the percentage of melee is, maybe 2 million melee troops
Hmm.
seems like it's worth something. I know people don't like the idea of melee attack reduction, but debuffing, 2 million or more melee troops, or if you're playing polar and you're going into S and the opponent has 30 fleets in there, debuffing all of that melee has to be worth something.
I have it. I got reduced enemy attack for melee troops. I got it.
Yeah,
Like
I got it too. I
like
stand by it, but
and
I don't think people believe me.
here's the reason why I have it is because in the 700s nations, a lot of people have a lot of high melee attack, a lot of them, and same with the 800s nation. So I have to somewhat counter what they have. I mean, it's not going to be huge numbers, but it's going to be something. Uh, so I have to, and which is also a reason why when I did the reduced damage taken from melee, that's kind of important as well. Because if you got someone that's got a lot of melee attack, um, you need to reduce that like
Yeah, I mean,
significantly.
we should be very clear. We're talking about pretty high level cities. Like
Yeah,
if you were a C34, kind of mid player, you probably have better choices than reduce melee attack. Just to be clear.
I would agree with you on that. Like this is well taught, guys. Sorry, I should have like quoted that in the beginning. No, but you're absolutely right. Like don't worry about the reduced damage to melee if you're like a 34 or 35 and you don't plan on really pushing hard. Don't worry about that. You want the reduced damage to long range and possible mid range, which I don't honestly I don't even know if that's really reduced damage to mid range because there's so many there's not many mid ranger cities out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are quite a few, but compared to long range, it's what 8% of the game mid range.
If you said that you don't want to reduce mid
For for for
anymore,
for for
I
for,
would.
for C34 35. Not talking about me. Me, I'm gonna go max as much as I can.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be fighting those 41s to where it doesn't matter if a 34 or 35 has reduced damage all the way maxed out. That 41's going to fucking eat them.
yeah. I think about it like this. I think most people would say it's controversial to say don't reduce mid, but you can also have the devil's advocate point of view of not every battle has mid. So I would rather reduce melee because it's in every battle. I'd rather reduce long because it's in every battle.
Yeah,
I'd rather reduce zombies because it's in every battle.
I agree. I agree.
I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just giving both sides of the argument. People have to make their own choice.
And I like that you do that. I love it. You got the angel here and the devil there. I completely love that. If I'm being real, it's good.
Thanks, man.
It's good shit.
If I was going to chime in on that, though,
Please.
is there ever a place where you have to choose between the two? Reduce melee damage, reduce mid-range damage, reduce long-range damage?
I was talking
Is
about
there?
attack. No, there's
Oh,
no
okay.
place. There's no place damage. Damage, you need them
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
Don't skimp on that at all.
Yeah.
Damage, you want all of them.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I know some people are still skeptical of melee, but I'm not.
So I switched one of my reduced damage melee to melee, um, and I regretted doing that. And I'm saving up my saving up my shit to get it back. Put it that way. And I regret doing it. I did go a little melee defense on that, but I regret doing it because I did hit someone that had some uh, melee, and it did less damage than it should have for my end. Like I should have done more, and I was like, man. So that was a mistake by that test. But I mean, this game is all about testing, guys. Like, if you're being real, there are some nations that your build their nations and their alliance will have a complete build that can counter that build. So like, it's I don't know, give or take here and there.
It's also just event by event, right? If you're a uranium mine warrior that and you want to beat the mid range cities, then maybe you can do more mid range debuff. But if you prefer, I don't know, polar or GC, where you're attacking groups, then you should have different priorities.
Agreed. Agreed, 100%. This guy tried to hit me and couldn't get me, but he buffed up and got me. But this guy is freaking. I'm sure you've seen 726 JYX, the top guy. Guy's freaking
Yeah, they're tough.
freaking monster. He couldn't beat me though.
I think Archie's having a good time taking all these guys down after some changes he's made.
Archie, yeah, Archie's loving 722 right now, showing him some love. Definitely showing him some love. So let me ask you. So in your opinion, and only in your opinion, this doesn't go global wise, but in your opinion, 1700 or no 1500 melee attack and melee defense would probably be the sweet spot.
That's what I'm looking at right now, for sure.
All right, so that's a good reference right there. I'm close to that on the attack, and then I'm gonna just have to figure out where I'm gonna go to get the defense.
So I have the 15 attack already. I have like 13.5 defense.
Right.
I think LG has it the opposite. Um, and he and I both are moving towards 1500, slowly testing, but moving towards 1500 on each. It's coming from different directions. So it's been kind of fun to see the results. His are pretty great. Seems like no one can beat him in the U mines anymore.
I'm wondering what Ronaldo will do um, if they'll go back and forth.
It also depends a lot on like
The
the damage reduction. Like
that
if you're facing people that don't have melee damage reduction, like I think LG probably is, every time he adds more melee attack, it's going to be doing significantly more damage.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If you notice, I've noticed about a lot of these monsters out there. Like I said, I switched my reduced damage taken from melee, and I'm trying to get it back. So I'll have that back in like a month. Um, but a lot of them are at the 55.5%, and that's it. So that's like, if you do the math, that's like, so the max is 85.5%. So that's an additional like 30.5% that they can't handle. That's a big
That's-
number. That's a big number.
I think that's why he's unbeatable right now. I think the people that are trying to get him don't have that reduction, and I think it's hurting them.
Executioner says from 994, it says melee is for rich people. Well, no, it's not. We're talking about reductions and adding some melee attack to your build. Um, the
Yeah,
reduction.
we're
Go
still
ahead.
long range cities. Like
Yeah.
you're still your long range is still 22 or whatever it is, right?
No.
I mean, whatever. Your long range is still.
It's
You're
up
not
there.
switching your long range to melee.
No.
That's for sure.
No, 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 definitely not. Definitely not. I learned I learned a while ago from Flexnuts that even he said he regretted doing that, but he was so far into it that he just had to continue to do it. Because he was the only melee attack in the entire nation. Did good for like team attacks. He can just basically eat everything and hold back while people are eating, but yeah.
I think of it in like tiers of priority. Damage is always the most important. And then if for me, I'm a long range city, so my long range attack is the next most important. And then melee HP is the next most important. But if I can trade some of that for, say, melee attack, and that's more effective, then I'll add that as well. And then zombies, as we know, are the strongest troop, as some people say. So adding to that makes sense. But if you get it too far, then you look into whatever else. Melee defense, I haven't traditionally done, but it's definitely been proven to me that it's valuable. So that goes in the hierarchy too. So when we talk about like melee attack, we're not saying everyone should go full melee. That's nuts and a
No.
terrible idea.
Yeah, terrible.
I,
100% terrible.
I just joined it, guys. So that's why I thought you were talking about switching fully to melee, right?
No, no,
No,
no, no,
But
no
I
no,
have
chance.
a
no.
question though.
Go ahead.
I
No,
have a question. So,
we're talking about stealing extra kills. We're not talking
oh, I
about
see what
changing
you're
the
saying.
build.
Like, yeah, we're
Oh,
trying
I see.
trying to maximize what our stats are, maximizing kills from what we can adjust our stats with.
Got it. I have a question though. So we have a guy in our nation that he's switching to fully be melee, right? Strong guy. Um, kind of not I wouldn't say rich, but with resources. Let's put it that way, right?
Okay.
So the question is that it's only him in the entire nation, and there's a couple guys that are mid ranges and pretty strong as well. Will you say that in a group attack, the melee guy should be the only one at the front and no one else? Because I kind of recall that you guys mentioned in some time that when someone weaker sends troops into, like for example, a mid-range um, troops is in a group attack,
It lower.
that basically lower the
So
percentage on the other actual strong mid-range,
so
something like that.
when it comes, okay, I understand exactly what you're talking about. First and foremost, please tell him to stop doing switching to full melee unless he has a second city and he wants to go long range or mid range with it. Um, Tell him to stop.
What's the reason behind that? I'm sorry, if in case he asks.
The reason is because he is only going to be a meat shield, and that's it. That city is meant to just be a meat shield, so
Okay,
everyone else can eat while he's being a meat shield. So he's always going to lose more troops than everyone else because he's literally front line and front line only. But once he falls, it's game over. Like he falls, it's done. Everyone else is dead shortly after that.
okay,
So
all right,
I would definitely stick to everyone to send pure minimum of 10,000 front, like tanks or shredders.
right,
Minimum. Like I send a lot more. I send like 55,000 tanks, kind of deal.
right.
But
Depends on the fleet
on the
size, I'm
city, yeah,
assuming.
yeah, on the fleet size and that like that. Everyone has to share the damage itself. Melee, when it comes to sharing like the stats wise, is not going to be huge of a difference because the melee is just meant for some people, just for the meat shield, and higher, bigger players are meant to try to eat a little extra. Um, but when it comes to long range and mid range, you only want the mid rangers sending mid range troops only, and obviously the front too. Some nations will do with just mid rangers. I'm not gonna say what nations are give that kind of secret out, but it will lower the stats if it, like for say a longer decides to send even a single bike, it will fuck that whole that mid ranger stats completely up.
Yeah, I heard you say that one, so that's why I want to kind of asking what's the reason, because it shouldn't that apply to the other lines, for instance? Like, for example, obviously 80-90% of people you normally is long ranges, right?
Correct.
So, and if you're doing a group attack, there's gonna be plenty of players with lower stats than the other ones, and there still are long ranges, and they're gonna still send in those troops, so they're gonna lower down to the other guys. So it's not the same concept. And even, for example, on the zombies as well, it's not the same concept.
I mean, it is the same. It is very much the same concept, um, but you'll have majority of the people that are long range sending long range as well. Let's say like this: you don't have one mega whale, and then everyone's at 200 long range attack. You don't have that. You have a long range. You have a whale that's like where I'm at 21, 28, and then you got everyone else at like 800, 1,000, 1,200. So it's not a significant um, drop compared to like a mid ranger that sends long range troops. It's only at like 300. Not saying it's going to be like that, but that would just kill everything. Like it would hurt. It would hurt the attacks so bad.
I
Okay.
think I would say that long range players should probably have melee around the same level as their long range. Mid range players should have melee HP around the same level as their mid range. And so sending melee and whatever your troop type, whatever your range is, makes sense. The problem that you're trying to give good advice on, Woody, is if you're a long range player and you haven't done any upgrades to mid range, then that's where you'll kill the stats. And if you're a mid range player and you don't have long range stats, you'll kill the stats there. But everyone should have the best melee stats that they can have. So
Yeah.
sending melee makes sense,
Yeah.
even though it's
Yeah,
still true.
usually the not maybe concept is having your at least your melee HP the closer you can from your long range attack. It's that, right?
Yeah, you want to have your melee HP relatively even or more than your long range attack.
Right. Right. Right.
Yep.
Like you can see me, like I'm literally got more melee HP than my long range attack, but they're fairly close. They're
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
I don't. You're not going to
You're,
see. You're not going to like if someone has 21, 28 long range attack and they're only sitting at like 18 or 1,700 melee HP. They need to stop with that long range attack and work on that melee HP like now, like yesterday,
Mhm.
last year.
Right.
the the melee player needs to go in first on a group battle too. So there's a lot of nuance to
Yeah,
making this work. But
yeah,
the melee player needs to send 0 back line, which also means as a side effect, your melee player is going to go in first, which will be great for your melee stats, but they have 0 shield for their titans. So
yeah.
if everybody doesn't arrive pretty quickly, their titans are basically wasted on that fight.
Pretty
That's the
much.
trade you have to make.
Yeah. It's something you'll need to
Right.
practice on the speed attacks. You need to practice. You need to know who's going to be there first. Like,
Well, friends, it's a good moment to try those type of things, right?
yeah,
Because I was wondering,
Yep.
if like, this guy by himself, the guy I'm talking about, the other two guys that I know that are mid ranges, pretty strong guys, and then everyone else only long ranges. I don't know if that makes sense or not, or still, the long ranges still sending some melee to support the other guy or not. So I don't know, because that again, I was thinking on that what you say the other day. So if people with melee hasn't or is not too strong like this guy, I mean, it's gonna fuck him up in terms of the stats. So that's why
well,
was the
everyone.
question.
So everyone needs to send some front line. They have to. Because here's the thing: that big melee person can only put in so many troops for one. And if you get hit with a team battle, team versus team battle, his shit's gonna die relatively quick because he can put what 200,000 shredders in there or 200,000 tanks in there. It might be different, but he can only throw
Mhm.
so much in there. Versus if everyone's putting in there, they can put 2 million in there, and that's gonna hold off a lot longer. the, the,
Right,
the
right.
key the key with attacking is keeping your front line alive as long as possible so your back line or your mid range can kill the other targets. That's the idea. And for the mid range, I mean the melee player, he is just a meat shield, but he's not going to last forever. Like he's still going to
Mhm.
need some help.
Okay, got it, got it.
There's
Okay,
another dynamic as well. Like you literally can't avoid sending melee simply because if you're sending a warplane, you're also going to be adding golems into that. So that'll also impact that stat set for the front line. So everyone, regardless of city type or tier, should be focused on some level at improving their melee.
I agree 100% with that too. I'm always trying to
yeah,
improve
yeah.
front
That's
line.
that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was kind of like just making sure we're not gonna fuck up.
Well, you'll know pretty relatively quickly if you fuck up.
Nobody has the perfect answer. Otherwise, Lead God wouldn't be testing right now. He'd already have the perfect build.
Honestly, I don't even think Camel has the perfect answer. If we're being real,
I'm trying to figure out why zombie attack is less effective when you get it over 18, and maybe it just has to do with you do so much damage that you kill the troop regardless, and so doing additional damage doesn't matter because you already killed the troop, and that's not necessarily something that you would have thought of ahead of time. But when you got officer equipment, then it pushed the stats way up, and all of a sudden this scenario became true that maybe nobody expected. And I don't even know if that's true. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm making it up as I go.
so
Um,
if you remember, like a year, maybe even 2 years ago, Great One had I think it was like 1800 or 1900 zombie attack, and he was trying to figure out how he can get more of what to his build, and we all came down to an agreement that his zombie attack was just way too high, like way too high. So he started lowering it, and he started putting it in different areas, and he just became fucking. No one could beat him at that point. Like no one.
Yeah, it feels like 1800 is maybe where you want to be. And you said 17 before. It might be 17, might be 19. I don't pretend that I know, but it definitely feels like 20 is too much.
Way too much. Way too much for zombie attack.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you're not sacrificing the important skills and you have decent zombie attack, it's okay. Just because officer equipment and everything that's came out recently, right? I mean, even the dragon is adding a good amount of attack.
Which I'm actually
Yeah,
falling
and
behind
let's
on.
definitely be clear. Let's definitely be clear too. If you're a C34 and you have 1200 and you roll that triple S cross nation zombie attack, that's probably great for you because you're not at 1800. You're at 1200.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually fell behind on my dragon. I was more focused on other areas. I have enough for the purple. I just don't have enough to get this fucker maxed out to 15 or 16. God, I
What level do you guys think it maxes out? I'm thinking 30.
Big Bird knows.
think Big Bird's tied up in the airplane right now.
It might be 40.
Oh wow.
Jesus Christ.
But at least it doesn't um go up in frags after
Okay, I'll
so
let them know.
Whoa, we lost someone. Question Mito has from 988 says, while on this topic, anyone want to write up a group formation? Well, here's the thing. Each city level has a different formation. There's just certain troops that you don't want to use, if that makes sense. Like for instance, in a group formation, I would not use any mid-range troops. If we had mid-rangers, which we do, well, we have a mid-range city that's up for grabs. for trade. But when that mid-range city joins, he's the one that uses the mid-range. This 41 here. And if anyone's interested, just contact this guy, talk to him. A lot of the older nations, they have the formation that you're asking for, and they don't like giving it out. They don't like giving it out at all. I'm not going to give the exact formation that you should be using. I'll just say that what I've said before. If you're a mid ranger, don't send any long range troops. If you're long range, don't send any mid range troops in a group attack. Everything
Hey,
else, go ahead.
sorry, real quick. I just looked up the answer. The dragon max is 40.
40.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
freaking crazy. Who's got it maxed?
Nobody. The
Big Bird got
now is
that from VIP.
Okay, okay.
21 though is the highest we are at right now. If you've been
What about of the skins? You have to go through all of them to get like the one that you want, or you can pick the one that you want.
You talking about for like the Saki skin?
So for like the Saki skin?
Oh my
No,
god.
no, no, the dragon skins. The you know that you're seeing there's certain fuck, I'm drawing right now. It's like which one's but like the Phoenix things. I think is one of them called or something that is 400 whatever
You're talking about these being
dice
able to pick
thing.
one of
I'm
these,
talking
right?
about being able to pick one of these, right?
Ooh,
Yes, exactly those ones. So you have to go through all of them, or you can pick anyone from those.
I
Any idea?
think someone's got
I
their
think someone's got
stereo on
their
because I can hear my
stereo
voice
on because I
talking.
can hear my voice talking.
Or is that
to
just
answer
me?
that question. You just have to um
All right, who's got the echo? Who's got the echo?
That's fixed now.
All right, cool. So the question he's asking is, once you get to where you can get this one, this or this or this or this, can you pick which one, or do you have to buy each one
You have to
evolution?
go, you do one hospital, so you do purple or blue. You don't do both. Then you do red. Then you do gold. Then you do rainbow.
Yeah.
there you go.
So you got the options. You got the options of this one or this. The echoes back. Executioner. So you got the option to pick between either purple or blue, or red or gold. But you have to go in. You have to get either one of these first before you can get one of these, and then you have to get one of these first before you can get the LBGT LYXZ dragon. Sorry. Was it too? Is it too early?
I imagine everybody's going to go red gold before the rainbow because the rainbow requires winning 5 of those, well, being in the top 10 of the brutal drag racing 5 times to get the rainbow.
Yeah. And that's way too much frags. 1,000? Yeah, no.
Yeah. I got a question for someone that's been able to level up the red one or the gold one. Each level, does your fleet expand more?
No,
Okay, so it's
I
just
have,
lockdown 2000, and that's it.
yeah, I have the red and the gold, and they stack obviously, but
So
it
that's
doesn't grow.
so that's 4,000. Jeez. I got
Someone was spinning that lucky wheel.
yeah. I got the blue. I got the baby one. God, I feel like I'm falling so far behind. But man, that's
No,
$1,000 each time.
you're not falling behind, bro. It was way too much money on that wheel.
Oh, I
Relax.
bet. I bet. Still, that's like $1,000. Look at Van.
It's like
Holy
Vegas.
shit! Look at that.
Just put the money in and spin it.
90, 904. They got fucking 2 dragons, a purple, gold. Jesus Christ. That's money, buddy. That's money. Yeah, I don't plan on really pushing my dragon too quickly. I'll buy some here and there, but I'm not dropping $1,000 each time. Nah, I'm
You
good.
know what's funny? We call it a dragon, but I swear to God, it looks like a bird.
Well, this looks like a dragon, but the other ones looks like a fucking peacock.
Yeah.
Like these things, the more further you go into the LGBT, it looks like a peacock. And it's the fucking tail. It's the fucking tail that makes it look like that.
It's like it was like a baby dragon into a teenage dragon into it. It looks like kind of like a phoenix, is what they really look like.
Well, maybe that's what they're trying. I don't know. I don't know. I still call it a fucking the third Titan, even though it's not, but it kind of is because it has the evolutions.
I mean, they all stack whether you have them equipped or not. So
All right, someone's got the echo.
Well, it would be nice to see that fucking bird or dragon or whatever in the battle videos.
It's not though. It's not. That's the problem.
No, no, I know it's not. But what I'm saying, it would be cool to actually see it in battle or something like you see the Titans, right?
I think that yeah, I think that I would like that. I would like to see that. I'm not gonna lie. I think that'd be nice to see. Because we see in those one in the battles with that new event, the verse event, you get to see the whale in it. So I think that'd be pretty cool to see that. I'd like to see what the attack. Ooh, I'd like to see what the attack looks what their action is. But I don't know if that's what it's meant for.
Well,
Anyways,
well,
yeah.
Camel is listen, right? So maybe they do something about it.
Oh, they're
Of course
always
they won't.
listening. They're always yeah, they're always listening. So, what is your guys' thoughts on the new matchup in this void, the head of state? Is it better than obviously last season? I personally think it is. We got some really tough nations that we're up against, but much better than fucking Nation 209 and the way it was before.
Yeah, I said it on the Monsters cast. I think the algorithm or whatever it is, I think it fixed itself. Everybody seems to have back to the normal type of matchmaking.
Thank God.
Yeah, the only place I'm seeing meets matches is on the Westland event. So yeah, at least for us, I mean, we've been paired with fucking strong guys. That people doesn't even want to even try it. So, but yeah, the head stave I think is a bit better.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Wasteland, it's a different setup than like Void. This is kind of like how EW setup is. So you're gonna have some easy ones, and you're gonna have some really hard ones. And I missed the last one. Dang. Well, fuck.
Woody, who's winning the void between you and Holbrook?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Oh, right now, we are.
That looks like a pretty yeah. Like what's the first couple phases looking like? Just
So right now it's building. Um, so far, we're in the lead by like less than 100 million. So it's close.
solid.
But
I'm
we
excited to see what you guys do on Sunday.
so far all we've done is the farming and building, and that's it. Do I plan on recruiting? Hell no. Hell, I'm saving us for 44. I'm playing
Yeah, I
it.
feel like a lot of people are trying not to recruit right now. It's probably a pretty good gist along many servers.
So,
I
Liga,
delete a lot of my troops if I'm over.
oh, that's gotta suck. That I think that's gotta be the worst feeling of the entire game. Is having to delete troops versus just losing them in void. Not being hit, but like using them and just not healing them.
I mean, who's doing that other than like Ronaldo and Treehouse?
I don't know.
Me, Olympus, I delete troops if I'm over 6 fleets.
I,
Well, that's different. Yeah, that's a strategy that you like to play, so that's different, and I'm sure your team appreciates that.
and you're probably only deleting like 20,000 troops or 40. You're not deleting like these guys are like 2 million troops, 3 million troops at a drop. But Leon,
No, I'm not.
But you can still delete those during the battle, right? So you just try to send the ones that you want to delete, and the rest on run it through the Doom um, rune king, right?
well, I mean,
Because you can have.
you can you're
You
going to want to
can.
use your
You
strongest.
want to use your strongest.
Hey, you want to mute your mic?
You want to mute your mic. Oh, I'm sorry.
You want to use your strongest fleet when you're actually attacking another city. You know, you don't want to go and attack a fucking 41 or a 38 with only like T10s. You don't want to do that. Come on, like you want to use what you got um, to win. I mean, unless you just plan on losing right off the bat, then yeah, maybe do it like that. But you want to be competitive at that point. Just don't heal them or I don't know, maybe.
Instead of using the Void Hospital and the potion, I delete them like it used to be.
You know, a good way to delete troops is, and you probably respect this. The troops that you want to keep, send out to the mine, stay unbubbled, and let them kill let them kill it. I know it's going to give away points. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, they'll be gone real quick.
Yeah,
Don't
but I've
don't
got
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
no. I'm not going to. I've got 5 fleets, and I'm not deleting this time. So yeah, the last time I had Void, I went down to about 4 fleets after.
Well, you're a safe player, which is good. That's good to have in your nation and your alliance. I do want to ask. I was asking Holbrook earlier today, um, between the discussion that Holbrook and Legod was having, and Legod's here now, and with between melee attack, melee defense, because Legod, you said you were going to be testing it out a little bit, and I think I read it. You said you're a little bit happy, but you're trying to find that equal barrier between both.
I mean, I think it's got a lot to do with who I'm fighting currently. In my mind, I have, Shrimp and Nori, which are two essentially max players. So I've been doing a lot of testing. Just thought it was a good time because typically I don't have anybody in the mines that, is up there like those guys,
Right.
For whatever reason. So long and short of it is definitely doing some testing, and I'm liking the outcomes that I'm seeing. I mean, a few weeks ago, I think I even said in either your podcast or the other one that we've been doing on Sundays
The Matros.
that, I was having some issues, beating Nori on a consistent basis, or Shrimp and I were going back and forth. He would kick me, I would kick him, and it was essentially like whoever was on attack would win.
Right.
And that's kind of how, me and Bodizi were talking about this yesterday in chat. Guys at our levels, and you can call us monsters, whales, whatever you want to call us, a lot of the times, especially a player like me and Ronaldo, right? Like me and Ronaldo are probably the two strongest cities in the game right now. And if we fought each other, whoever was on attack would win. Like we would both win on attack and we would both lose on defense, in my opinion, right?
Right.
Even though I don't like to give people defense, that's just my opinion. So long and short of it is I got Shrimp and Nori messing around, and it was nice to see that now I'm just defending everything, and not to say that it's anything that anybody should think about. I think melee defense is definitely the better route to go. I think between Holbrook and I, it's more about zombie attack and melee defense. So completely different scenario to talk about melee defense and melee attack. I don't want to go like too crazy with it all.
Right.
But the long and short of it is it's been working out really well for me. And I personally think that's because my melee HP and was so high to begin with. And not a lot of other people are similarly, that high. So we got some really good results. I didn't lose much melee HP. I lost about, I think it's about 80 or 90 melee HP currently, and I gained about 100 melee attack.
That's not
But
bad trade right there.
yeah, I mean, I can make it a little bit better if, in fact, I want to. I don't know, like, I did it the cheaper way, right? By going the regular officer skills, and not messing with my 6 star.
Right.
You know, so I I can change that back and do it a little bit. I can lose 60 melee HP and gain 100 if I use two of my in nation melee HP slots
Right.
for combo's sake. So the long and short of it is I've been getting really good results. I mean, Shrimp tried me 7 times the other day.
Ooh.
Couldn't, just couldn't do it.
He couldn't even scratch you, huh?
I mean, he scratched me. Shrimp is one of the strongest players in the game, but he didn't break my front line on a lot of them. You know, and Nori now I'm just making look bad. Like he's having issues, with fleet setups and things like that now. For real. It's one of those things where if you're not paying attention to it, I'll hone in on it and I'll just start beating you bad, man. And I think that's what I'm doing to Nori right now. But he's kind of left me alone. Like, he was trying the plunder kick and all that stuff. And it's like, listen, because I was only plundering there in the beginning. So then he just started kicking all my buddies. So,
Right.
we'll go at it. It's fun. It's okay.
So I think what Nori's doing right now is he's trying to figure out what you did. He's probably stuck on, okay, he just changed his fleet formation, which you didn't. You changed the entire. I'm not gonna say the entire build, but you changed portions.
Yeah, I mean,
of your
there's
build.
definitely some changes in there, but it was just the melee attack portion of it. I mean, I am stronger overall than Nord, right? Like I
Right.
am, and I said this to Bodiz yesterday. I think a lot of it in the beginning, me struggling to win against him, probably had to do with me, not having the opportunity to, go 1v1 against a lot of, those upper echelon cities. So I just hit him with a whack fleet and I got busted. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what happened.
Right.
But now, I mean, yeah, it's just not going, well for him at all. I'll share a couple of screenshots in the chat. I mean, the one I hit him with yesterday, and I'm not buffed, and well, I am buffed, but like his regular fleet, I'm just beating him bad. Like I think I had one yesterday where I had like 330 or some shit like that still alive. Yeah, it's just beating him up pretty.
I can only imagine what Shrimp's thinking right now. Like he's probably like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I mean, and I say this respectfully to Shrimp, but he hasn't been back since that. He's like he hasn't been.
That's
not in the mines, not anywhere.
That's an ass. Well, that's an ass kicking. I mean, even though it's just the mines, that's an ass kicking. If you if you did that to someone and you couldn't win no matter what, you just be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like,
No, I mean, and that happened to me. And when I first, attacked Nori, that was my initial response to myself was, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?" And then and it took me a moment, to figure out a formation, and I was in the process of testing, so I do things, whatever, call it every so often. I didn't do it all at once, so I could test. I wanted to see the changing of results.
right.
That's all. And it worked out pretty well. And there's some videos there in the chat.
Yeah. I got them right
that. It's one of those things where I don't know if I'll continue. I'm probably going to stay right where I'm at, for the time being, just to kind of, see what we can do.
Yeah, get the feel of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it! Still, that's big right there.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice change, and now that again, like when monsters fight each other, and they defend and attack, you can, it should be that we should always win when we have the attack position, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now that I'm defending these guys, I feel like now it just like kind of puts me over here to the side a little bit, you know. And I'm feeling it for conversation's sake. It's doing well.
Hell yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
wouldn't suggest it for the normal player. I wouldn't suggest it even for maybe even a player like you. You know, I don't think that you would want to give up some of these other skills, but I was finding myself, Woody, you know, even the upper echelon cities, I was finding myself 50 to 90 melee HP, you know,
Hmm.
higher than those guys. So I thought I could, you know, afford to give it up there for a second, you know,
I think,
and it seems like it's working out.
yeah, I will say, I think you made a good decision on that, man. I was super excited to see when you said you were going to test it all out, and I'm actually, because in the other room,
Because I've been
I'm
a melee
seeing it.
attack player before. You know, I've been there. I've you know, attempted it. I've been a zombie attack player. I've been all of those players throughout the years. I have never been like a full melee player or
No,
anything,
no.
but like I've tried a lot of different, you know, ancillary skills. You know, and it's been working out. You know, at least this one. The only one I didn't necessarily love when I did it, and it's why I was so emphatic when I spoke with Holbrook, was the zombie attack. It was good if you know, if you wanted to like kill the Medici monster, you know.
Yeah,
And I feel like that was probably the extent of it, you know, for us anyway, for me
yeah,
anyway.
right. But once you have the horrors done, I mean, for some people, do you even worry about them in DC anymore?
I don't do it anymore. You know, I do it in the beginning of the year when I need to, you know, set my precedence in the rep rankings, you know.
Right.
But after that, I don't really do it unless they start to change the rewards. You know, I think that's, you know, probably you know, the reason why I don't play it. It's like Alliance Bounty. I don't play Alliance Bounty because none of the rewards can even help me.
So you got someone asking, Joker's asking right now, how the guys manage to play Polar and Taka here.
I mean, I'm a good multitasker. I am currently playing Polar while talking with you guys. But I don't care about Polar. I'm just throwing my fleets into shit so I can grab some merit and shoot the shit with you guys because I prefer to do that than fucking play Polar. You
Yeah.
know?
No, I agree. I agree. I agree 100%.
So,
I've actually been sitting out of Polar, or if I do come in, it's like the last 10 minutes, and that's it.
I know it just pisses me off that the fucking tower on the other side of the thing is 4 minutes away. You know? It's
Yeah.
just like that's super fucked up.
Yeah, and the speeds to get there. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes away. The speeds are like, what do you call it? The
The 50s?
it's like speed. It's like speeding in GC. They're speeding across the mud. That's what it feels
Yeah,
like.
like the mud. The mud. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It's fucking
You know,
ridiculous. It's
shit's crazy to
ridiculous.
me.
I like that new event, the verse event with the speeds. It seems like you hit it 3 times in 125 and you're there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's 40 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. Is just 40 seconds, and that's why it's tolerable. You
Well,
know,
I
I don't
think
love the
it's
matchmaking so far, but you know, we'll see how they continue to maybe get a little bit better.
I think they're gonna get a little bit better. I do feel bad for some of the people out there that are just getting slaughtered because of the matchmaking. It kind of ruins that event that Camel's trying to put into the game for globes. I'm not talking about just nations, but globes worth. It ruins it. But yeah,
I agree, man. I agree. I don't love it. I don't like all the crazy events that they're trying to toss at us right now. But
I think
I do enjoy playing the game. So,
I think we all do. We all enjoy playing a game, or else none of us would be here, especially with the amount that it costs to play it. Um, but I would like to see Camel, if they're going to bring some of these new events into the game permanently. I think that they need to start getting rid of some of the older events permanently, like having the event every single day. Um, Not only financially, it's fucking ridiculous. But having to pick and choose, I mean, you might have half your alliance that's really, really into polar, and the other half's like, fuck that, I'm not gonna bother, and it just ruins it. Like, for instance.
Yeah, and that's kind of for us why we set priorities, and we kind of talked about this in the monster. It's like we put ourselves. We got to focus in, man. I like to join Polar because again, I'm going to grab my merit and I'm going to stop and do something else. But you got to, if you're a player like me, you can't leave the merit on the table.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'll look at my base right now. We probably got 30 people in here. We have 33 people. And if you think that's a good show out for GFK,
no.
then you're mistaken. So we come in, we grab our merit, and do the best we can, and get the heck out. And it sucks because we play 2-5-5 every fucking round. So it's like,
Well,
and we got 99 over here trying to act big and tough today. It's like, come on, guys. It's just like, what are you guys doing? You guys got 30 people, and all of a sudden you want to act big and tough. So that's what we're dealing with.
I'd be lucky. Honestly, I'd be lucky if I can get 30 people online for fucking Polar. Like, yeah, we
I
can
mean,
get.
well, that's but like you need to be able to change that from a leadership role.
Well,
Get the right people and show up.
well, the issue is like, and I hate to say it, and I don't want to, make an excuse, but I mean, in reality, the merger, man. We needed our merger. Like, yeah,
You've had one merger or two.
two. Oh no, we've only had one. We've only had one, so it's only two nations worth.
Yeah, yeah. But the rest, everybody else around you've only had one too, right? For the most part.
No, not necessarily. There's quite a bit of nations around us that's had two already.
I guess. Got it.
Poor 779 still hasn't even had a single one.
So what you're telling me is Holbrook's going to beat you in Void.
Well, he's in
I'm
the
just
same.
I'm just talking shit.
He's in the same boat. All I know is I need to stay away from Holbrook.
Yeah, he's a slick one, boy.
He's a monster.
They come get you.
I already know he's gonna be babysitting me. But being I'm gonna be at work, I might not even be able to get any hits off, anyways.
Oh, gotta love it. Good Void. He mentioned you guys had the Void the other day, so I was anxious to see if there was, gonna be some fun.
I think it is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of. I'm not gonna lie, there'll be a bubble fest. But there'll be some attacks. I mean, you got both nations that like to fight. It's more the farmers, second ranked alliance, and third ranked alliance that if they go looking for it, they're probably not gonna find anything. We're gonna be having to fight their first ranked alliance, and they're gonna want some to fight.
Well, the good news is you are aware that Holbrook and said team doesn't give a shit about head of state.
Yeah.
They said that openly and all the above, so you might be able to squeeze a little bit of a win out of there.
Maybe. Honestly, I mean, if I'm active, it's not going to be long, and I'll be recording. I gotta record. I gotta record something. I mean, how
Good
often?
luck with it.
I know, right? I know, but it is what it is. What can you do? What can you do?
Look, I wish I could share my screen right now and show you guys how tough 99 is trying to act right now. It makes me want to just challenge him in a league.
I think you can. You have to go into Discord, share it from there, and then jump back into the game.
Nah, it's embarrassing.
It's that bad for them?
No, I mean it's whatever. They're trying. It's cool. I respect the try.
Now, I mean, I know you're an attacker. So like, and you're just playing it, like just low key playing for the merits. But I know you're like me. If you see like a 20 spot in there, you're just like, oh, I gotta try. I gotta at least try.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing some pretty decent sized battles going on right now, so I'm just flying in them. Why not?
You have fun.
1v12, make them look bad.
You gotta do the 1v30s. There you go, 1v30s. That would really be an eye opener right there.
Yeah, it's comical sometimes. It's like, but again, maybe it's their one of their priority events, and they're trying to do what they so I have to respect it. But yeah, they're out here trying, man. They are, but they're fourth on the board. So
Oh yeah, that's like if
you
I
know,
was fourth on the board,
how long?
I would be try hard.
How can you do that? Yeah, that's why I'm kind of chuckling to myself. It's just like, hey man, you guys are aware 255 is here.
Yeah,
Like
if y'all do
you,
start to win, they're gonna show up.
you guys are aware 255 is here. You know what I'm saying? So
Is it him?
it's
It's him as well.
yeah, of course, yeah. We like just organically play them in polar 7 out of 8 rounds.
Fuck.
It's just. And it's one of the reasons why we don't have it as a priority event, honestly, because we match up with them in these style of events, and it's bag draining. And I wouldn't even do that to him because I'm super close with Baby and the team over there. It's just like I wouldn't even want to drain their bags for other events by trying to go against them in this stupid fucking event,
We got
spending a 500,000 gold and all the items and diamonds or whatever the fuck those things.
if it makes you feel any better, we got 255 as well in our polar. Just not we don't got him.
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
but in reality, we got the fourth rank alliance. But in reality, their fourth rank alliance would probably equal up to ours because we're
Yeah,
so
I mean they're fatties over there, man. They've been doing it a long time, so you can
yeah.
almost yeah, yeah.
I will call the winner already though of this polar, which I might not even beat it. It's probably going to be 587 or 637. That's going to win it. We're not going to win it.
587. Who's 587?
It's the Dre Alliance.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember those. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're still around. They're still doing their thing.
yeah, and
I,
they
I,
show up. They show up.
that's good.
They'll show up
I
like
remember there was a time that they were rising up the elite war ranks and doing really, really well, and then I feel like something happened. I'm not really sure what. Maybe they lost a couple of players or something, and I feel like they kind of fell off a little bit.
it's
But I could be wrong when I say that.
I mean, it's possible. And we haven't fought Dre for like 2 seasons, but I do know 2 seasons ago when we did fight 587 Dre, they showed up with like 50, 60 people. So it was like we really couldn't do anything against them. But
Yeah,
like,
they're great at participation. I know that if I remember correctly, they're one of those nations that don't necessarily have like a monster, but they have a lot of mid to mid tier players that do their thing, and yeah, so it's been. I'm glad they're still doing their thing because I feel like before our merger they beat us in a frenzy and they were super hyped about it and they were doing their thing after that. But you haven't heard much from them since, honestly.
and then we got 581 JTT, which
Yeah,
are
I have a similar story for them. I remember they beat us in like a triangle war or like some shit like that, and I was like, man, you guys got something brewing over there. Um, based off of players that they had, and it seemed like they were doing something good. And I feel like then they fell off a little bit too. You know?
it. I mean, or is it because people start to catch up, like city
Yeah, and
wise?
it could very well be then 425 got a merger, and maybe they were really good compared to us before we got a merger. So maybe it's just me not really putting that realization together. Because after 425 got our merger, we were definitely a different. You know.
Oh yeah, you guys are fucking like you guys were monsters before your merger, and now you're just like
Well, before we had monsters, and then after the merger, we got activity. That's what happened.
that's what we're waiting for is our activity. I can't wait for
Yeah,
activity.
that's what happened. For us, we had monsters. We had great cities in 425. We had good managers of cities, but we just didn't have the activity. And that merger gave us a great activity, and some great cities as well. Don't get me twisted. But yeah, the majority was activity.
So
Great
who
players.
so who's gonna have the LGBT peacock slash dragon first, you or mental?
I don't know. I think that both of us will probably have to wait for 5 race car events unless we can, get, um, you know, that stone thing sooner somehow. But I think 5 race car events is, probably the legitimate answer to that.
So that
I'm not gonna pop a gold one. I'm gonna wait for a rainbow. So I should have enough rainbow shard things when I have 5 racing event trophy fails.
Right, right.
If you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. So then,
I just don't know what they're called. Campbell changes the fucking names a lot. I don't know. It's those things.
I don't even think they know what it's called. They just said, "Hey, this is that."
Yeah, exactly.
But okay. So if it's going to be a racing event, and obviously mental's going to be in the same bracket as you two are going to go at it then. like
I mean, no,
spending
because
wise.
you just have to be in like the top 10 or whatever, or top 5, I think, whatever it is. You just have to be in the top 5 to get that stone.
Is it the top
Men,
5?
yeah, yeah. It's definitely the first 5 ranks. It might be top 10, but I feel like it's 5. Somebody can correct me in the chat or whatever. Um, but yeah, both of us can get it. There shouldn't be any type of thing there
Right.
in any regard. If
And
anything, like mental probably has the die things already from the Titan event, for it, but
damn.
I don't. I'm probably I'm a long way away. I think I have under 200 of those die things right now.
Right, yeah, I got like 170 or something like that. But yeah, but I mean, being that you got to win 5 of those racing events, I mean, that gives you time to either catch up or
Yeah,
when you
yeah. I mean,
do
you
get
you essentially get
close.
a racing event every 5 or 6 weeks, or about let's call it once a month even. So
Yeah,
you can essentially say that you'll be able, or I'll be able to get it, and I already have one of them. So about 4 months from now, and that'll also give me 3 or 4 Titan wheels to come through, so I don't necessarily have to pull a mental and drop 10 Gs or 12 Gs on a fucking
jeez.
Titan wheel. um, which I probably would be willing to do, depending on how close I was.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was gonna say. Like if you know like
if
the
I'm close to
race,
something, yeah, I'll spend the money.
yeah, that's what I
It's
mean.
not a race either because Mental's on my team, so it's like people are asking me. It's like, because Mental beat me in the new event, right? So Mental won that event, not me,
Well, that's a good
and
thing. That's a good thing though.
yeah, man, fuck yeah, it's my team, dude.
Like that's a good
So
thing.
yeah, it's like people are like, "Oh, Mental beat, cool, bro." He beat me because he wanted to win, and I love the fucking, the tenacity, bro. That's it. He beat me because he wanted to win. He wanted to see his face up there, bro. Fucking a right. He asked me in chat. He goes, "So how did I win?" And I won't say the real answer, but it was just like I was like, "Bro, you won because you wanted to, man. Fucking good job, dude. That's it.
Oh yeah.
You know, do it again." But yeah, he's on my team, bro. The top 4 were GFK, so it's like we're all getting some merit, man. And I didn't spend any money on it, right? And I'll just leave it at that.
Right.
If I rolled the dice, it was with gold. It wasn't with some fucking coin bullshit. Not for 1,000 merit, when I know I'll be, number 1 if I don't do anything.
I
So,
know I know like
anyway,
I know in my nation when it comes like because K he's a mega spender and when he wins stuff, dude, I'm happy. Like I'm like sweet. Like he's really pushing his
it
fucking
takes the.
city.
I mean, for me, I don't want to say I carried in any capacity. I mean, there was a time when I definitely carried 425 in the very, very beginning. But like as a team, man, we want to see all these guys, come out and and shine. 'Cause that's really, really what it's about. Because if I'm the one that's always sharing over and over and over how I'm winning this and winning that, I mean, it doesn't become fun for the other 99 people in the alliance.
And that's facts.
So
That's
I find
facts.
myself standing down a lot. Just to keep others engaged and motivated because we talked about this in the end part of our podcast the other night.
The monsters, the
Finding
monsters of
people.
monsters.
Yeah, like when we take the the bubble situation that we have going on phase 5 events, it's like these big fights and these good fights are few and far between. So if we're you know taking all the points ourselves, or there was a comment in my alliance chat a month or so ago. It's like, man, maybe my kills aren't going up so much because there's only 12 fucking attacks in a void war these days. And the moment something shares, one of you monsters fucking kill it in T minus 4 seconds. Like we can't even get in there if we wanted to. So I find myself standing down a little bit just to, keep everybody involved and keep everybody engaged.
You know, and
Because they're right, man. If I'm the first one in every attack, especially on like a bubble drop like C-35, there's no reason for me to kill that guy.
I
You
agree.
know,
I agree.
unless I'm in like a super competitive, and I want to win, mentality. But there's no reason for me to speed in and kill that C-35, man. Let my, whoever these 8 people who are online go kill it together. So that's I find myself doing that, whatever. But
Yep.
like, now that we have some priority, like right now we have a dual Void War head of state, which is a 425 priority. I'm going to
So
try and
so
go out and get
DO
first place if I can.
so DOD is
You
a
know,
priority for you guys.
DOD, no,
I thought you said
no. Head of state 2 times Void War.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Oh, you're gonna love this one, huh? Two-time void that instead of two-time frenzy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're that we picked that. We were kind of talking about this the other night in the Monster podcast. It was, it's like I kind of made it a thing where it's not just head of state, but it's head of state with 2 frenzies and it's head of state with 2 voids. And for 425, we're going to focus on the head of state with 2 voids, and we're going to just have fun on the other one. Save our items, specifically recruits and gas. For the other style. So it'll give us like a nice, call it 6 week. I don't want to call it vacation, but 6 week where we can, kind of build our bags back up and then kind of go back at it for whatever Canada decides to give us in that regard.
Yep, I completely understand. I've been actually building up my fuel. I know I'm usually one that just uses them as I get them, but I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna want to do some kind of head of state, I gotta try to get points anywhere because
I
I
mean, and everybody should be doing that, and you're not going to be able to, and not to say that 425 likes to, push people in the first 4 events. Like, I don't, we typically try to, stay within reason. Unless mental's like recruiting, then I'm sorry, and that's
he's going hard.
and he just switched to mid range, so I do feel bad for some of the people that are coming in our coming voids because he needs some, some mid range troops.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so
So
yeah,
you,
he's probably going to be recruiting here on this coming, void state. So
so I mean,
sorry about that, guys, in advance.
the good news is that he doesn't have to recruit any more long range troops. So I mean, at this point, like the long range troops that he had in from the past build, um, he doesn't need anymore. He can just let them either sit or die.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that he's of the capacity BP wise where he would likely, not have to really do much other than potentially recruit some like, what's it, rockets, when time's right,
Yeah,
you know?
hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, sounds like so is your guys' puller over right now or no? Are you still going at it?
No, I mean, I'm just poking my head in there. Just had to defend our one little skimpy tower that we have from him.
Is it the
They're
middle
trying
one?
to take it from us. No, no, no. It's like the one that's like right in front of us. They're just trying to be bullies. These fucking, but we let them do it. You know.
You already know they're gonna
Oh,
win.
he's by far.
Yeah,
Y- You know, I'm just out here trying to get some merit, man. That's all. That's all. I'm just trying to get some merit. Leave me alone. I got a couple more 1,000 points to get that last tier, and I can hang out with you guys.
I will say one thing. I noticed that there is not a new event this week, so maybe Camel has decided to okay, well we got the whole new events out there, and we're gonna go back to like the merger every twice a season, maybe, because usually there should be some new event out right now. That got dropped this week or something, and there isn't.
I mean, didn't they just give us the fucking other wonky new event that we were just talking about? That
Right,
mental beat me.
right, but that was before the merger, so and we haven't seen one since,
Oh,
or any
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
or any kind of new like Titan skin. Well, I can't say it because the Saki came out her skin. All right, hold on. We got YouTube chat saying so. I'm not wow. Super Bowl adventure. Woody, APAC, Lee God, Mel Mickey. I can't. YouTube. I don't know what he's trying to say. I don't know what he's trying to say. Anyways, I thought I read it, but I read it completely wrong. So I don't know what he's trying to say. He's just naming names at this point. Sorry. All right, so you got 25 minutes left. I did notice. I did notice with Saki, her breakthrough skill and her new skin. I'm assuming this is going to be the next meta. It is the meta right now for like skin wise.
I mean, what was her skill again? It's no, that's Pan's exterminate. What's hers?
Her breakthrough
It's another.
skill is the blood everywhere effect boost, so it
Yeah,
increases
it's
two
cross
percent damage.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really only 2% attack. We clarified this the other day.
So it's not damage then.
It's not damage. It's attack.
You're
And
breaking
you
up.
can see it in the. I'm breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
It's attack. So, but it's still nice. I did actually just get level 7 for the panda last night. So that's cool. If anybody gets exterminated by me, you can suffer from possible.
Yeah, I just got to level 3. I don't really use
The
exterminate that
stock
much.
nice little, nice little bump for players that actually play that particular event. So, yeah,
Lee guy, you're really, really, really breaking up, choppy right now.
luck out.
So he was saying he just got this to level 7. I think he said. Jeez. Yeah, it's. I want to check out some of these reports that you guys posted up in here. Um, so, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. 52 Hob is up against 1048. Talk about a jump. Even though Hob is, I think they're the second or third rank alliance versus their number one alliance, it's still, they got so many big cities in those older nations. Nation
Hey,
2.
Woody,
Yeah.
does the all troop block max at 35.1 no matter even if you continue to raise those skins? I've saw Lee Gods and being that he's level 7 and I'm not that far away per se from 35.1 and I would assume he would be higher than that. So that tells me that it maxes at that. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Well, let's pause it right on that.
Better, Woody?
Yeah, it's better. Lee guy would be able to answer that. He's right there.
Hey, LG, on the all troop block, obviously your skins are higher than mine. But I'm not seeing you higher than 35.1. I know the other two max at 35.1. Is that the case on the all troop block too, even though as you continue to add skins to the officers?
I guess I'm confused at exactly what you're saying. So the all troop block from where?
The
From like
percentage, it's a stat. The all troop block stat.
correct, which is from
It's from your officer skins.
Mhm.
So you have it at 35.1, but I see you raised Panda up to level 7. That should be a lot higher than 35.1. So my question is, does it max at 35.1 then, even though you continue to add more skins?
I don't really have the answer to that. I feel like it's a different trait. Now I'm gonna have to look.
Because if you look at the other two, they both maxed at 35.1 as well.
Now you got me wondering.
So I'm thinking that it maxed at 35.1.
Now you got me fucking thinking.
So my question would be then there's really no point to level it up anymore per se. Unless it's like, like Saki where that does, a breakthrough per se, but anything after 7 is kind of pointless.
Yeah, I'm only at 26.5, so I couldn't answer that.
No, that's well, yeah, no, but I'm talking about the old troop block is the
Oh,
one
the
that does this.
block, the block, the
The
block.
block. See,
I'm at
well, the other two do
28.1.
35.1. I have those max, so I know that. But the all troop block, I don't have mine at 35.1. I figured it would keep going, but it didn't on Legod. Legod's maxed at 35.1 as well, but yet he did his panda to level 7. which tells me he didn't get anything for it other than the breakthrough boost or exterminate and pen it
You're
in that
about to
case.
really piss fucking LG off right now.
Well, I'm not trying. I'm really asking if
No, I
anybody
mean
knows.
that's a good point. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a very good point to look at because I
I
mean,
haven't seen anybody higher than 35.1. And when I just saw he said that his panda
I
was
mean,
level 7,
I
that
would
would have told
say
me he'd
that
been
that's
higher.
my first inclination is we need to ask the nerds in the Enoch server because they definitely know better than me. But my first inclination is I feel like it's two different things. The all troops block and then the percent that you're seeing at 35.1 or whatever. I believe it's
We
two
get
different.
point, how it goes up 8% or whatever it is every time you do a level.
Mhm.
Higher than that.
now we're all mind
Yeah,
boggled. Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna have to ask the
that's
nerds.
we got to get the nerds in on this one. So it's all troop block
All true
plus
block, yeah. If you look at the
plus.
other two, they both max at 35.1 as well. I do know that. But the all troop block, I figured it would keep going, but on yours it maxed at 35.1 as well.
Yeah, good
Unless
question.
I don't
If
know.
it
I'm curious, I'd
doesn't
like to
keep
know.
on going up, then you're wasting your money on it
That's
for
exactly
nothing.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Exactly what I'm saying. So doing these level 8s and 9s that some of these guys have been doing, like I was talking to Holbrook, I don't know, a long time, about a month ago, and he did all his to level 9 on some of the other ones. And in this case, all true block would be pointless to do anything over level 7 because there's really no added benefit other than you just spent more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to level 8. I'm only at level 7, but I don't know that I went up, and I just did it last night. So now I'm gonna have to go look at a report or something. Hold on.
well,
Give
Yeah,
me
go
one
look at a
sec.
report. That would be perfect.
I got this report that you sent. So just go into mines and use it,
Yeah, I'm gonna go do it. Kill somebody.
and that should be able to tell us right off the
Shit.
bat.
Look, I got Nori Tama bubble hopping. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Nori Tama bubble hopping. You won't let a boy get in there and get some eats.
He just
You
needs
mother
to switch up
chucker,
that
you.
formation. He needs to switch up that formation. He never was good at
Yeah,
formation, for the record.
I know, I know. Me and Bo were talking about that yesterday. It's just like, man,
He
I
should be
wish he
way
would just
stronger,
I wish he would just match my fleet. Like at least just be smart enough to say, okay, let me just go troop for what he's saying,
right?
what he's doing, and then we can like really have a good KPI. But I feel like
He's too
he's
proud.
just
He's too
not.
proud. Yeah, he's too proud to do that, man.
So
He's
let me
Japanese, I
try.
think.
Hey, you know, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think he's
well,
Japanese.
Honestly,
that's a Japanese name. So I mean, I'm assuming
I want to say he's Japanese. I'm pretty confident because when we played him in Void and Frenzy a long time ago, he showed up, at the Japanese times.
oh, look. Oh, we have fun. We have Noritama trying 40 minutes ago while we were chilling on the podcast. I love it, dude. He's so mad. Oh,
how many
God, I
times
love
did he
it. Here, you
try?
guys. He just
He tried
tried
on.
once. He just tried once. Because I got him 12 hours ago. He's been,
You're really in it, living in his head right now, rent free.
oh, yeah, I am, dude. I really am. I really
He
am.
got
So, where am I looking at? All troops block.
all true block.
I'm fucking retarded. I can't see it. Yeah, all troop block just says 35.1 still.
So it maxed. I thought so.
so it
So
is a waste at that point.
yep. I
Okay.
thought so. I was just wanting to confirm. I knew there was a sucker out there that would confirm it for me.
You know,
Well,
damn well.
I wanted the extra exterminate, so I did want the skill.
All right,
But
I'll
yeah,
go with that.
I'm stopping until VIP confirms something's needs to change, and I
Yeah,
want my stats. And
unless it's a breakthrough percentage increase, the main then that would be the only reason to level up. So going past 7 is pointless.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree, Bill.
For you, you know what I mean? Obviously the people who
Yeah,
aren't at
no.
35.1, it still makes sense. But even then, if you know how we can switch out or it lets you use multiple skins for multiple officers,
Yeah,
you really need to focus on just going to 7 on all of them is what I would tell people.
Dude, he is losing bad. Like
Yeah,
he's got 10,000 more troops and he's still losing by
he
210.
might have
That's
Aeon on too. I didn't
oh my
watch the video.
god. With Aeon, that's a
I got him the other day with less troops, no Aeon, and he had Aeon and just fucking lit him on fire. I was screaming at the phone like Leonidas from 300. Straight, not even joking.
this
I was
is
because
Sparta.
when I hit the attack button and I saw he had Aeon, I was like, "Fuck," And I was like, "Fuck, you got me," And then all of a sudden, I started winning because of this trash ass fleet, and yeah, it felt good.
Yeah, you would think like you said that he would just copy your fleet. If he can't beat it, try that one. But maybe he can't. Maybe he can't read
Oh, he did.
fleets.
He tried me with Aeon. Oh, I love it. It makes me
Oh,
feel so warm and fuzzy. Oh,
he
yes.
wasted his
Fucking
Aeon. No
eat a
way.
dang it. I mean, he probably played Polar or something like that, so I doubt he wasted it. But yeah, he got Molly Wizopped. Man, he needs to fix his fleet. That's really all it is. I'm watching. I'll watch. Let you guys see. Hold on.
Was he is he using the same
No,
front
he's
front
changing it up a little bit, but he did think that Aeon would help him, or be the,
be the
you
answer?
know, yeah,
Nope.
yeah. It's not.
That's funny. That's funny, and I hope he doesn't hear me saying it's funny because then he'll probably come after me. But it is funny.
Yeah. Bo took one out of Lee God's book last night. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
I saw it.
Chip? Yeah, you
Yeah, I
saw it. It was
saw it.
nice, right?
Yeah, that was very nice.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just Bo testing some stuff in the mines against Mav and got him to
I
try
saw
out
it.
one of Lee God's fleets, and it worked out well for him. But I didn't know it was going to work for him because he's a mid guy, but Bo put his bow twist on it to make sure it would work. Guy's a fucking master of fleets and shit, man. Like I sent him the videos and stuff of like nori and shrimp, and he's over here telling me exactly how, why, blah blah blah. So I appreciate both of you.
You gotta love those kind of people like that actually understand the depths of the troop formations. Because some of it for a lot of people just don't. It doesn't click and it won't ever click for
I
them.
mean, for us guys in the top, hey man, that's what it's about. Like again, just a few weeks ago, I was struggling against Nori, and regardless of making some adjustments one way or the other, a lot of it had to do with sleep. In my opinion, now that I have him dialed in and a couple of others, they need, and now it's their turn to adjust. This is how it goes up here.
Yep.
It's like, all right, I got something for your ass. Now come beat me. And I'm not using Aeon, and I'm not president, and I'm not any of those things. You guys can probably see from my fleet size, it's not 700,000. So I'm just hanging out with my Titan skin and my advanced buffs. That's what I'm doing right now. And they can't beat me, bro. It's pretty sweet, honestly. And Shrimp has been MIA for literally 4 days now, not in the mines in any capacity.
You might have really hurt his feelings at that point,
Nah, that's
like
for other reasons.
his ego.
That's for other reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it has anything to do with me. I got respect for Shrimp, probably alone. But yeah, I don't think it's got anything to do with me. But it is,
Hope for your sake. I hope his wish doesn't come true.
yeah, like I've taken it. I've taken the mantle away from 621. They don't even want to fuck 621. They just want to come kill Lead God. That's what they want now.
Well, this battle is lasting a long time, and I'm just now starting to see you actually start to eat.
Yeah, that's that formation, man. Once that Titan drops, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. There's nothing you can do. I don't care how many. This guy sends up to 60,000 tanks against me, bro. It's like that's not going to work, buddy.
Yeah,
You got to protect those Titans.
Yeah, those Titans.
Yeah, you go. That was it's nice. It feels good because he was kicking me at his own leisure there a couple weeks back, man. Not even gonna lie. And well, it would go back and forth. I would win, and then he'd win, and then whatever. But now he just can't. He just can't. Well, he can, but I think he's. I don't know if he's smart enough to say that.
trying to see
But
what.
I know Shrimp can come in there though and probably make some adjustments. But again, he's on some other stuff right now. So, but yeah, hopefully if they do merge, Tip, they go up there to 693 and fuck with y'all boys.
I wouldn't necessarily be unhappy with either one. The thing is, if he goes up, we go down.
Really?
Yeah, we're right on
Wow.
the cusp. We're right on the cusp, man.
But it would only be down. You would drop like 555 or
No, man,
540 down to us.
we would
Right?
come into your GC. We're pretty sure. It only takes
No.
one or two nations to merge that would go up or merge, and we would go down. Remember, 513 is in your GC. We're not that high.
Yeah, correct. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you're 567, but you still have 541
Yeah, but
to come down first.
they're single merged. You know that, right?
Say that again. Yeah,
They're
single
single
merge. Correct.
merged.
Yeah.
So you got 552 single merged. They're right below
Okay,
us.
I see what you're saying. So if everybody comes up, you guys come down.
Yeah, so so what I'm getting at is if they
I
merge
mean, I would
them,
rather you
someone
guys
will.
come down than those merged fuckers come here.
Hey, I'm not against it. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be nice to be for a change.
Yeah, I'd much rather fight you guys than fucking Ronaldo and Shrimp together.
Oh, I don't blame you there.
yeah, that.
Fuck that.
I don't know what they would do though. I'm really curious. I don't know if Ronaldo would want to go up there and go after 621, or if he would want to go down there and basically control everything down where you're at. I don't know. Be interesting.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Well, I mean, we all know that Ronaldo is very competitive. Just like even in Void, he's very competitive. Like he'd probably be. I hate to say it like this, but like the most American Chinese player in the game. Like, because he fights like we fight, versus them. Everyone else just sits underneath a bubble. So I think
For
that
sure.
I think that I don't know if they'd be teaming up like how some of us team up and just fucking.
I mean, you would have four of the strongest cities in the game hanging out in the same alliance, and it wouldn't be pretty for anybody. And like
No.
Tip just said, they would come down and it wouldn't matter if it was here or there. They would control wherever they were. If that merger were to,
Right.
in a GC setting.
Right.
If you gave anybody a void against them, they'd get mollywopped, bro. They'd
If
get
they go up
mollywopped.
top, you're going to have 635, 555, and then them up there. That would be a wrap for 621. I don't care what they say or do if that happened, because Ronaldo would try, like you said, and he would get the other nations to try because they all like him.
I agree, and it all depends on how much they really want that GC from 621. I think I'm more the new blood that's recently been talking shit to them both. So if it were to happen right now, they'd probably come down and fuck with me, But whatever, I don't really care. I think
Well,
it'll
and
be fun
remember
either way.
the OG 555 guys are all gone, so there's no real blood per se.
But that
Correct.
doesn't
Correct.
necessarily mean they're not going to join a different nation.
They did. A lot of them. Well, yeah, no, the OGs are gone. A lot of the people from the other lock nations actually went to 555 with exchange of accounts.
Right. Okay. Well, so the originals.
528 didn't lose anybody. I feel like that was a majority of the other smaller, shittier Chinese nations who came to 555.
Yeah, no, I
They
agree
get
with you
any?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
595, 603, a lot of
Yeah.
those
Exactly.
ones. Absolutely. No, I agree with you 100%.
It was
But
funny when I started seeing the names change, and to me they're all character names. But it's funny you can see like, oh, that's a different Chinese guy. You're like, wait a second, that's not the same fucking Chinese chick. That's a different one. And then you start, yeah. So there's one steal left, man. I feel like probably 10, 15 players followed him within the coming weeks.
Well,
But
that's
it is cool to see that they've been able to keep it together, and fill those cities however they needed to fill them because they're still rising up the Elite War ranks and doing their thing. So I gotta give them a little shout out for doing their thing.
Steel's account changed hands 2 times, and the new one who has it is actually a good spender, so that was good for them.
That's solid. Is he a good player though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
phenomenal.
that's
He
good.
came from 595, I believe. If I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's where he came from.
That 3RS clan or whatever the
Yes, that's correct.
we fought
Yeah, I
them.
know you
We fought them. I think 595. I think we fought them and fucking whopped them.
Well,
I mean,
their
they're
whale
just
went
no
to
fight.
555.
Yeah. and they don't fight in void wars and things like that for
No, they
whatever
they
reason.
they
Hopefully,
actually.
if
I'd have to check, but
I
I
would
think that
love
they did
if
fight.
Ronaldo does listen, listen to these things in some translator app or some shit. If you do get your super merger, bro, try and be a good void war nation. So
He
us,
understands English, so you know.
So us locked, unlocked nations, man, we can, have a good void war against you guys because it's not fun, and you guys have like the best cities in the game. So it would be cool if you guys actually organize the way you do in like Elite War, the way you do in other events, and bring 85 plus. Like do that shit in Void War, man, and like get some fucking respect for y'all's nation because the fact that you guys can't win a frenzy or a Void War is somewhat laughable.
Yeah,
And I'll just leave that for where it is.
I was wrong. It was 575 that we went against. That
That's the old puppy account over there.
that's the
Yeah, exactly.
they actually, it was frenzy. They actually fought, um, like they fought, and they made it fun. So, and that was the first lock nation I've actually ever seen fight in frenzy or void. So I was kind of excited.
I mean, I feel like the best Void War nation was 442, man. When it came to actually fighting and in a loss event, I
Grim
feel like 442. Yeah, well, I mean
Grimmer.
they're whatever they are these days, but back in the day, man, 442 come at you with 40 or 50. I remember they hit 5600, with a big speed attack, not too long, well, pretty long ago, over a year ago, whatever it was, but. They had some balls back in the day, man. I give them to them.
When
But
I
I would really like to see the 693s and the 528s and the 555s, not just the point whores and recess hoarder, resource hoarders for all us unlocked nations. Because I'll tell you, man, the one time we had 555 in the void, or actually it was 457 or whatever 459 before they merged.
four five
Uh,
seven.
yeah, whatever it was. I literally sat in their nation for 9 hours and I farmed them. No shield, no nothing, and I was definitely burnable then. I was probably like 250 million BP, something along those lines. And I literally just sat in their nation for 9 hours taking notes. They didn't want to fight. They didn't, it's just like I don't get that stuff, man. I don't. I ended the podcast the other night with that shit, man. Y'all need to stop. Fucking make Void War great again. Lower some shields, set some traps, have some strategy, be fun. Don't be losers. And yeah, Ronaldo, man, get your team together and fight on Sundays, man. That's where it's at, bro. It's fun.
So I'll say that 877 we fought them in a frenzy, and they manned up to with us. Now don't get me wrong, Cockroach got zeroed out like 5 times, but they manned up. They poured it up to us, and it felt like back in the days. Bubbles were down
Yeah,
on
that's
both sides,
that's
and
good.
they were just
61 just did that test of frenzy, man.
dude.
Those guys
It's
came 60
that
deep, into
right.
our nation. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go, right?
Yeah, I haven't
Those
seen that since like 309 back in the day or some shit,
those
like it's been a minute.
those are fun. Those are the days. If you're able to do that or find a nation that will literally exchange like that, you're talking about people staying up all fucking night. Like there ain't
Yeah,
no.
those are fun voids, man.
Yeah, those are.
Or frenzies, wherever they are. I prefer them to be voids to have stuff like that. But frenzies are always cool too, especially when, with buddies. I recently just had one with Tip and crew and then Big Bird and crew over there at 621. So both great battles and had some good ones in there and some bad ones in there. But yeah, it doesn't get any, better than that in the game anyway. When it comes from my eyes anyway. So I like to put those people in perspective, and everybody should be trying to rally their troops and rally their leadership again to make Void War great again. Even if it's not a priority event for you, like Holdbrook and team, like he clarified very matter of factly in the podcast. And it's like, yeah, it's not a priority. They're there, they're showing up, they're doing their thing, and if your bubble drops during that time, man, those
They're going.
Holdbrook's Big Brit sending that zombie attack up that ass.
Yeah.
So it's like these guys are there looking and watching, but I hate the fact that we have good top tier nations crying about bubbles. um I hate it too, and
But I mean,
yeah, there's really nothing you can do about the other guy setting the shield for 24 hours when that's what their leadership asks them to do, and all of the above. So
Well, I
But
mean, not
when
to
the
men-
time comes to fight, you got to be ready. You know.
not to mention, like, well, like even back in the days, like when Ram was playing, I don't know how many nations when I was playing with Ram that they would just sit in a bubble, because they knew that you get in front of Ram, he was just gonna fucking run over you no matter what. It didn't matter how many people. Back when 35 was the highest, he just eat fucking nations up like nothing. So, and I get that, but they would still fight, like other alliances and get caught. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the unfortunate part about that is the game, it continues to, recycle and people start to put in certain little, demographics throughout the game to, keep people in check. Um, I think it would be great if in the beginning of the game, there was parameters from a leadership perspective. And I think a lot of it has to do with, leaders specifically, um, is fleet. How many fleets that people are allowed to have, and why people are spending money on recruits as opposed to their officer power and things like that because they want to be top 10 BP, and then the next thing you know, you go look at Nation 405. This is a perfect example. I'm fighting them this week in Void War. They're going to get absolutely mollywopped in every sense of the word by us. But if you go look at their cities, there's 80 fucking cities over 100 million BP.
Hold on, I'm looking. I'm
Dude,
looking.
they
Okay.
they can't they can't hide. They can't lower their shield. They will die if they open.
Yeah, yeah. Like literally,
You know, it's
that's something that
they
you got.
will die if they open. There's no, oh, if I can do this, if I can do that. No, bro. If you come to 425 and you lower your shield, you will lose troops.
Yeah,
You will.
yeah,
And so just because of that, they're not going to fight us. Look at that.
yeah.
Look
That's
at that
crazy.
fucking BP. There's a million fucking cities in there that can't hide. They can't hide troops.
You're not wrong.
It's it's going to be a fucking boring, boring, boring Void War. Why? Because their leadership allowed that to happen. And shout out to Real Young because he was awesome and he was there forever. But maybe he let too many people get too fucking fat because all those people need to go to 300 million BP or fucking drop to 70. You know, that's
Yeah,
it.
even our top guy GD, he's still eligible to be fucking burned
Yeah,
at
yeah. I mean,
243.
we
That's
used 243 is like what Deadpool is, and we use Deadpool as a trap city and against big nations. Like that's what we do.
right.
You know,
I will say
like
that, Legon. I will say this in the beginning of uh, the live. Bantakeen says that he wants tell your R4 to fight me in the mines. So he's talking about
if
spawn.
yeah, I know. You should see. There's a nation chat post who's Banta like trolls us for whatever reason or has a city in our nation. So he made a post about the coming Void War, and there's like 70 comments on it. It's just him and Coil going back and forth. It's hilarious. I
So
wouldn't bring it up on the stream just because it's probably a little racist in some
oh
capacities.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, man, it's pretty funny because my R4 Johnny Coyle, he's like our whatever. He does a majority of our war commanders, in Elite War and GC and things like that. But he loves fucking with trolls. Like it's his thing. When we were in our Civil War, we had some cool trolls, and he missed the trolls now that we're not in Civil War anymore. So every time there's a troll, like we have one from World 400 that just hangs out and loves to tell us that we're not as good as 621 or 219 and things like that. And fucking my boy Johnny Quill just lights this guy up. Man, it's hilarious.
You do realize that the nation that is merged with 405 is the my original nation that I came from.
Yeah,
It was I don't even remember what nation it was. It's been that long. I'm looking for Bantakeen right now. I'm not seeing him. Is he like? Oh, there he is. I just seen him. He's a 38, 62. So
yeah.
he
I recently played them Frenzy in 357, and he was setting traps in his nation, and I slapped his ass good. I think I sent the report in the channel long ago.
well
Called
he
all. It's pretty
he
funny.
he's trying to man up to y'all. So I'm wondering if he's going to actually fight. But even at that, 62 million is 38. That's he's got a full, almost a full fleet that he can't hide. At least half a fleet.
Yeah, no, he'll get smoked if he brings it down, which I highly doubt. So, but I'm gonna head out for the day, guys. It's
Yeah.
been always a pleasure. You guys kill it. We'll talk soon.
Well, I was actually saying we're like 2 hours in.